Welcome to the show, guys. Welcome to the show. Hoping everybody's good today. Everybody's enjoying how the Shib pumped. We're going to talk a little bit more today about Shib than anything else. Shib and Doge, do a nice little comparison or something like this. I do have two charts open in front of me. I have the Shib and I have the Doge. Right, cancel once again. So I have these here. There seems to be a massive battle going on right now between the two armies, the Doge army and the Shib army. By the way, guys, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. It does support the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. Smash that like button so that others could know. Share with your friends and family if you find value. So let's move on. And also, just a financial disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor, so anything I say or do here is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Other than that, nothing else. You do you, I do me. Do your own research. Never trust anybody. Never take the word of anybody, any influencer, any YouTuber. This is not the correct way to do things. You've got to always do your own research, guys. Always do your own research. We can only give you indications of what we feel or what we think and our own opinions. These are not relevant opinions. Anything could happen in the market. So now that we've got that aside, let's go into the video. Right. So today we see Shib done a nice little pump. I mean, it started kind of late last night. It started and it just kept on going without stopping, which has been brilliant. Obviously everyone's getting excited. Shib went all the way to 44 and some people thought it was the all-time high. It wasn't, guys. The all-time high was 0.5. We're looking at this number, 0.0005. That was the original. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We got something better than nothing, but we do have a target, and I mentioned to all the people on this group, right, specifically on this group, we mentioned that we have a target, and our target is around the 40 level, and you can see this demonstrated here. If you look, we had the 39.79 was our target, so we did say 40 was our target, first target, and the second target we have is approximately around this 0.006. So that's what we're looking for. Let's see if it comes, but it's just been quite awesome to see how this insane battle started today. First it was Shib. Shib was the first mover. It done its move, and then how all of a sudden Doge came in and said, right, we're going to move as well. And looking at this, you can see massive, I would call it a battle. I'll call it a battle. There's a fight going on between the armies right now. It's like, who's the better meme, right? And my opinion is going to be very simple. They're both just memes, nothing more. If you're in it just for the money, who gives a damn who they are, right? It doesn't make any difference, right? So that's the story. Let's have a look and see what the market is doing. So Doge currently is still holding rank 9. As you can see, it's holding rank 9. It has a $34 billion market cap. So that's something you've got to always think about. And it has an infinite supply and current circulating supply, as you can see, 131 billion Dogecoin. Now, if we move over to Shiba, we can see Shiba's climbing up. It's ranked 12 right now. It has a $16 billion market cap. So not far, almost like I would say 50+% away from hitting. You've got 394 trillion compared to 131 billion. And there is two fundamental differences. One, this is an infinite supply until they upgrade the algorithm or something. And there is some good news. For example, I did mention how Elon Musk and Vitalik Buterin are both part of the foundation, the Doge Foundation, and they are intending to do some upgrades to it because it was an abandoned coin. And now they're thinking, okay, look, people are interested. Let's go and do some work on it. We'll see how that goes. All right, we see how that goes. Nothing to worry about. But Shib has an active community, an active team, and they are trying their best to burn as much as possible. Obviously, some of the supply came back because of the COVID-19 relief fund, the Vitalik Buterin nonsense that we had, which is okay. Ultimately, this needs to be updated because they have been burning quite a bit. So this is kind of already incorrect. Let's see where it goes. But yeah, I mean, looking very interesting, very, very interesting. As I said, two fundamental differences: infinite supply and almost infinite supply already, but burn mechanism, no burn mechanism. 10,000 coins per minute printed every day, every minute, sorry. And then here they're burning, I forgot how many percent, but they're burning. So let's see what it does. Now, one of the most important thing is I know a lot of the brothers and everybody's waiting for a $1 Shiba Inu. Guys, be real. Just let's look at the number for what it is right now. If you're looking at a $1 Shiba Inu today and you multiply this, that's $394 trillion. Trillion. Please be aware of that. So highly unlikely right now. Maybe in the future, once they burn, I don't know, 90% of this, of course. Even if we're looking at 10 cents, then we're still looking at a $394 billion. No, actually, not even 394. We're looking at, if we're looking at 10 cents, that would be, I think it's 3.9 trillion or something like this. Anyway, some crazy number, guys, crazy number. So we know those are not realistic, you know, not realistic. So I'm going to put my thesis down, what I think is realistic and what I think is not realistic, right? So you see how we have all these zeros in front of it, right? To me, the most logical reasoning that I could give to myself and say, okay, maybe it is possible for us to have a few of these zeros go, but that's about it. So I think maximum it can potentially do, maximum, maybe drop 1 or 2 zeros. Let's just stay grounded, 1 or 2 zeros. And we can look at the higher end of the spectrum or the lower end, right? And the higher end is about 0.009. Okay, lower end I would say 0.001 or maybe even 0.00009. Okay, so I can see this 1 0 flipping to 9. That's about it. Just to be realistic, of course, I want everybody to understand, you got to take your initial investments out as soon as possible, because that's what's going to protect you in a bear market, right? So you need to take your initial investment out, then obviously do whatever you want with your profit. It's a different story. So the targets that I have set up, like, you know, the first target, the second target, these are logical targets for me to take my initial out, and then after that, whatever I have, I'm going to leave it there. Not a problem, I'm going to leave it there. Remember, I'm not one of those who says, oh, this coin is the best coin or that coin is the best coin. No, I don't believe in that. For me, my belief system is very simple. There's 13,000 coins right now, 13,039. Why choose one? Why choose one? You know, of course, you pick your coins and you stick to your coins. That's something you do. You don't go around changing and swapping your coins. Or this one's performing bad today, I'm going to jump onto this one. Or this one's performing bad today, you don't do that. You're in it for the money. Make the money. Be honest with yourself. That's the most important thing. You're not in it for the technology, and if you were, you'd be working on the technology side of things, not buying this crypto. Very simple. Just be honest with yourself. So that's what I'm seeing right now. Of course, everyone's highly excited. You know what Shib is doing and what's going on right now. You can see a massive battle going on here. The bears are trying to push it down. You know, a lot of sell happening here, and we do see a lot of buys. In fact, today Shib just created, I believe, 736,000 holders. So that's got a massive amount of holders compared to everybody else or all other coins. So clearly we're getting a lot of people interested in this, and you can see this signaling here. For example, we had a shooting star. Of course, it's a very bad sign on an hourly, okay, shooting star. And then we've had the complete opposite. We've had a dragonfly, and then right now as well, battle. So ultimately the market wants to move up. It seems to be wanting to hold this specific line, this 40 cents level seems to be what they're trying to hold, or stay above this level here. So let's see where it goes. Logically, I think it's going to be a bit tough, but it might be possible. If it does settle here, it should be able to pump up to the 6, but I wouldn't really bet on that as much. That's a higher risk. This was the safest target for us, because remember, guys, our target that we had was from around here. We started making our targets from around here, and then previously, if you look further, and this is going to be nuts. So this was the target we made. From here we done 40. And our original target from here was this 30 level here, as you can see. So we did do quite a large percentage already, and we did take a little bit of risk holding it back on because we were down in this particular zone when we did it. So even if we take the top of the zone and we do this up to here, it's approximately 380% up, and it will be a wise decision to take some of your initial investments out, if not all, because you still got quite a good percentage remaining for you to do whatever. So for example, if you bought it somewhere on this candle, these top candles here, you sell a quarter, you've still got 3/4 remaining. But that's just my advice. You do you, I do me. That's what I'm going to do, nothing else. I'm not a financial advisor, as I mentioned. So let's see where this takes us. And Doge, I mean, there are some brothers who are holding Doge, and I have mentioned them. I said just hodl for a little bit. Doge looks pretty good. Looks like it wants to break out of this line, and as you can see, it has attempted a few times. Even today, it's finally got a body here. Let's see how the day closes. If it does close super solid and above the line, it should be okay. So far, as you can see, it's trying to stay above the line. Compared to all other candles, this particular one is trying to stay above the line. If it does, then we are expecting to go to the first target, which is about 30, and this is for the people who bought it around here, not for the people who bought it somewhere down here. Let's see where we go. And then obviously after that, we've got a second target, which is the 35, and then we have the final target, which is the previous all-time high, and then we see where we go from there. So baby steps, that's all I can say, right? Now let's look at the other markets and see what's going on. So let's have a look at fear and greed. How's fear and greed today? Nothing much, just dropped a little bit more. So we had 74, now 73. Okay, ain't complaining. Let's have a look at exchange balance. Not bad, looking super solid. This gives me an indication that BTC is a lot more bullish today than it was yesterday. That's good. We want to see coins moving out of the exchange. Let's refresh and see if the story is real. Yep, more BTC left. There's a little bit of a spike. You can see some BTC came back in again. Very small amount. I think it was about, let's have a look. Yeah, approximately about, wow, okay, I can't even see the number. I'm just looking at this area here, just trying to see how many came back in. Looks like only 1 or 2 BTC came back in. No, sorry, 1,000 BTC came back in. So not to worry. I wouldn't worry too much about any of this. Let's see how things move on from here. Let's have a look at Grayscale BTC. No point looking at this. This wouldn't be accurate because they are a Monday to Friday company. So please do understand, Monday to Friday. Looking at liquidations, let's refresh and see what liquidations are doing. Let's have a look and see on the hourly or the 4-hourly. Yeah, a few bulls got wiped out. Again, bulls are jumping in with leverage, assuming the market's going to pump. But look, guys, it's okay. I mean, I would do the same as well. And I have to be honest with everybody. I think KR knows very well what I'm talking about. I had a trade at the 66, as I mentioned to everybody. I got wiped out, full stop. Right? There's no ifs and buts. I got completely wiped out on this on the trade. So I'm going to be standing on the sidelines right now. So I'm not confident anymore. I'm going to stand on the sidelines. I'm going to take a risk. So let's see how that works out. So let's move into the markets and have a look and see what's going on. So we can see market cap, total market cap, struggling a little bit. Okay, this is the total market cap struggling a little bit, but it's in a sideways channel, trying to find some new support. Well, let's give it a chance and see what it does. Let's see how next week plays out. And also remember, this coming week is actually quite a bearish week, because we do have options expiry for Ethereum, for Bitcoin, and these are the monthly ones. Luckily, not the quarterly ones, so we are quite cool with that, because the last quarterly one we had was in September, and the next one we have is in December, or is it? Yeah, December. So we should be okay on that one, right? So let's see how that goes. BTC doing the same thing, trying to hold this range here that we've had a previous support. As you can see, it's trying to hold that. So let's see how this does. Ultimately, all I'm looking at, if it does drop, right, I need to find support on this line and then do a bounce back. As long as we can bounce back on this line, I'm going to be okay with that. That's not an issue. But if it falls anything below this line and falls into this zone, then I might have to think twice. Dominance dropping, absolutely fine, no issues at all. Remember, the dominance does not have anything to do with the price. The dominance only has something to do with the market sentiment. So if the market is more positive about BTC, or if they want to go into alts, and today we can see clearly everybody wants more Shib, so no point looking at that. We can see Ethereum dominance taking a little bit of a dive. Yesterday it did pump all the way to 19. It was doing really cool. What does Ethereum dominance do? Again, absolutely nothing. It has nothing to do with the price, guys. Nothing to do. It's just showing you the sentiment in the market, nothing more. And you can see how Ethereum is struggling to break above this one area that we have, and this is the previous all-time high area. So it almost did it a few days ago, but since then it's been struggling. However, if you look carefully, this trend line has been intact, so it's still holding on this trend line, which is okay. Still an upward momentum, still technically I wouldn't call it a higher low, but pretty balanced, you know, exactly where the previous one was. So momentum looks okay. Ultimately we just got to wait for the market to do its thing, and then we can decide what to do. BNB obviously the other day had a massive pump, went to this $500 level, and then came back down, but not an issue. It came back, found support around this range here. As long as it can hold support here, it should be a good move back up again. I see RA on the chat. Welcome to the show, brother. He says, what's the future for Shib? Just like any other project, bro. Every coin on the crypto market cap, to be honest, has some sort of a future that we don't know. That's the simple fact, which is we do not have a crystal ball. So, but if you're talking about technicals, then and fundamentals, so Shib is a project which started off as a meme coin, literally no value whatsoever. They raised enough funds, and then the project started being developed. So they started making a decentralized exchange. They created other tokens, 3 or 4 other tokens actually, and they created this ecosystem. So all of that brought more value to Shib. It got a massive media attention and whatnot. So now all the Shib developers, and there's a lot of them who have gone in and they're doing it for free. They understand that if they can create more value and more use cases for Shib, then some of these zeros can disappear. And of course, they are all holders. So what happens? They also make more money. That's all it is. So imagine being a developer, you got a whole bunch of this for free, or even, you know, a few zeros down here. Maybe you got it at this number here. Well, you've already done all of this percentage. You know you can make even more just by holding this and develop this thing even further, and making you know, more noise out there, right? So those are the basic fundamentals, and that does say Shib has great potential. Now, short term, Shib is targeting Doge. That's all I know. Shib is targeting Doge. I can't say anything else. Can Shib go anywhere else? Maybe not. Okay, you need massive amount of money to come into this project, but as I said, there's no utility in this, the massive utility in this. So the potential for this to flip this is higher. That's about it. But when you're talking about what's the future, I don't have a crystal ball. I can't tell you. So it's a simple, bro. I can't tell you. I don't have a crystal ball. Solana, it's great what I'm seeing so far. So it did peak. It did try and challenge its previous high. As you can see here, challenged it. It missed it by $1. Not a problem. Came back down and currently finding support on the body of that previous all-time high candle. So this is looking good. It seems to be finding itself a new zone. I hope that helped, RA, honestly, because it's the honest answer. You know what I mean? I can't make something up for you. The truth is the truth. You know what I mean? The truth is the truth. I thought it would be wiped out during the bear market. Everything will be, bro. So again, if you want me to talk about the bear market, everything will be wiped out. It's not just Shib. There's 13,000 coins there. 13,000. If you can see this, let me try and make it larger for you. Look. Let's try it more. Look, 13,039 coins there. And I can assure you that out of those, maybe 90% of them will be wiped down to 99%. They will go to 99% to the floor. So that's inevitable. That always happens. Because one of the things a lot of people still completely forget, regardless fundamentals, regardless how great they are, regardless everything, BTC, when it dumps, everybody takes their money out. Everybody, you know, that's the problem. So as much as BTC is a great project, it's also a problem for the entire industry. It's not, how would I say this? Let's put it this way. Let's go here. So you see this dominance here. This is the entire market, 13,000 coins and BTC on its own. So entire market has 55% of the supply, the market share. BTC has 45. So for us to not have a situation like this, right? And if you look at BTC and Ethereum combined together, they're approximately 63%. Is it 63? Yeah, approximately 63-64% of the entire market. So these two giants here have 63-64% of the entire market. If these two dump, well, there's no tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? Everything dumps, right? When we have a balance where this market dominance changes to, like, you know, balanced, like maybe 5% or 10% or maybe even 1%, you know, because, you know, if you've got 13,000 coins, nothing's suggesting that we can't have 1% in BTC or maybe 1% in Ethereum. That's more balance. So that means that when this dumps, it doesn't impact anybody. And in the future, we are going to get to this level. But right now, no. I see Mark Pitty here. Awesome, brother. Nice to see you here. Hey there, I've been watching and studying what you're doing, and I've been practicing to see if my predictions have improved. So here are a few predictions. I came up with BTC around 105, Ethereum around 82. Awesome, awesome. I would love to see how you did it, but that's good. You've got a number, which is not a problem. I'm just wondering if you use the Fibonacci's or any other indicators. How are you doing it? That would be really nice to know as well. Maybe you can come to the show one day and show us. That would be really nice. You're welcome to come any day and let us know how things work. But listen, my predictions and my chart the analysis that I do are mostly based on, excuse me one second. Alright, sorry guys. So my charts and my prediction and all of these drawings or analysis that I do, most of them are based on logic, you know, and there's some based on the Fibonacci level. Okay, so that's what it is. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, sorry about that. Right. Oh, give me a second. Sol 489, Cardano 537, Shib 7, VET 31, Chainlink 3280. I'm new to crypto space since beginning of September. Awesome. Listen, if you're able to give me these numbers already, and you've been in it since September, you're doing okay. But what I was saying was basically, for me, all my indicators or what I do, right? Mostly I use lines, price should be. It's pretty simple that way. So let's try and see if I can see your prices. Give me a second. Let's have a look. So you've given me BTC 105. Obviously, let's try and see if I'm close to your 105. And look at this, my target line 103. So pretty close to your BTC target, which is okay. That was my original target, by the way. So that's that. Now you said Ethereum. Let me see if I have Ethereum on my chart too. And I would really love to know how you did yours. That would be really cool, because obviously mine, I'm showing it here, how I draw my charts and what my targets are. You've said 8,200 and my target is 7,045. So your target's slightly more bullish than me, but of course my over bullish prices are a lot more, which is 11,000, 18,000 and 28,000, as those are future prices based on the Fibonacci steps. Then you've said Solana 489. So let's have a look at Solana 489. Solana 489, because I haven't done a Solana future yet. But if I do a Solana future price from where we are right now, maybe I might come to your level as well. Let's have a look. 489, not bad. I get 557. Not bad, not bad. I get 557. Okay, Cardano 537. Sadly, with Cardano, I'm not looking at 587. There are other metrics involved, which doesn't give me a 587. I mean, I could easily put a new Fibonacci here and say, well, look, guys, I can give you this 597 as my target, but I'm being more realistic solely because of looking at the entire market. Because remember what I mentioned for Cardano, one second, for Cardano to be $5, for example, we need to see this market cap double and some, and that means it's going to be close to around 200 billion. So do understand that might be a little bit messed up. Not quite yet. I think Solana could do the 200 before Cardano, because it is an active chain, a lot of development going on. And Polkadot, even Polkadot could challenge that before Cardano, just to be realistic. And as I said, I'm just using logic, nothing else. You got Shib at 7. That's fine, close enough. I'm at 6. In fact, where is it? Let me see. Let me bring this over, because I did something for somebody. I'm going to bring this over. So I'm just going to close their thing, and I'm just going to show you. So this is, I'm doing it for somebody else. That's the reason why I took the name away, because I'm sure they don't want to see. If you look carefully, my first target for them to get the initial out is this. And look, 5 days ago, I set it up for them. And I still have the page open since I did it. Obviously, I can't log in, but luckily I was already logged in, so I was okay. So I'm monitoring this for them. I set this up for them. And my second highest target is 0.009 on the ridiculous side of things, which is probably never going to be possible. Then they have some BTC, and I said, look, that would be your sell. Now, if you do 70 and you convert that, so for example, if you did 70k, and then you multiply that by the USD value right now, which is 1.38 per pound, is 96,600. So I kept them a little bit modest. I said, guys, don't go to the moon, just be patient and you're going to get this. So this is somebody else's account that I'm monitoring for them, because they can't do it, and I'm trying to help them out a little bit. So I said, I'll watch it for them. That means I'll change the orders and this and that if I have to. Right. Next target, you said VET31, VeChain. Well, we'll have a look. What does VeChain say? What's my target for VeChain? You said 31. My target was 34. So not bad. Pretty close to you. Right? You said Chainlink. Let's put Chainlink. Let's have a look at the link. There it is. Link is here. So that was your target for Link is, what did you say? 3280. Not bad, not bad. I'm not sure where you got 3280 from. Our previous high was 54, right? And my target is 69 for Link. So hope that makes sense. Right now, I know somebody's just asked for VET. cover VeChain. Well, this is VeChain, this is my targets, and remember guys, I don't change my targets unless we reach those targets. So you can see where we were, what we had to do, where we had to break above. This was a mini neckline, we broke that. We're up here right now, finding support on the downward trend line, which is super awesome. Now we're testing this bottom of this range here, as you can see, this bottom range, and I'll click this to show you this 14 to 16 approximately. We're testing this. Once we break above this, we should see a nice little candle take us approximately to 21. Once we get to 21, then we can maybe hover around sideways a little bit and then attempt to break this, and we are going to find some rejection here. If we do break above this, and this is the target, which is just the previous high, we get to this area, and then based on this distance here, we can see that if we had an upside, it could take us to approximately 34 cents, nothing more. So yeah. By the way, changing diapers while listening, that's what it says. Awesome, awesome, Mark, awesome. Bro, there's no right, there's no wrong. All I do say is when you do your predictions, try and be logical. Don't go over crazy. I know some people out there, and don't get me wrong, I'm a Link guy as well, say oh, Link's gonna go to $400. Based on what? Somebody tell me, based on what? I had a video shown to me yesterday regarding some guy who claims to be actually he is, funnily, he worked for Bloomberg, he worked for many other places, he's been on TV, he's been on BBC, he's been on so many, national, international TV stations. This guy's supposed to be the top dog, right? He's a crypto analyst since 20 God knows when, right? He's got like over 150 or 60,000 subscribers. This is what he said in his video yesterday. He didn't know that a Bitcoin chart existed from 2010. Guys, this is the top dog, international TV top dog. Has been on many YouTube channels as a guest. He didn't know that this chart started from 12th July 2010. Top dog. He's come up with this thing about his Elliott wave theory, and I'm about to give you some Elliott wave theory of my own based on what he said, and it's like the most pathetic thing I've ever heard. The most pathetic thing, right? So we know how Elliott wave works. Elliott wave is a very simple pattern. There's a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. Simple. And then we have ABC corrections. Sometimes they could be inside these zones and they might do an ABC. Fine. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ABC, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ABC, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so on and so forth. Right, okay. Not only didn't he know that a chart existed on the cryptosphere from 2010, now he's come back and he's done this, and I just couldn't stop laughing and cursing the life out of him. So he's taken this, he said, this is wave 1, this is wave 2, fine. So he's now says 2010 to 2011 was wave 1, wave 2, this is wave 3. There you go. That's it. That's his thesis. This is wave 3. This wave could take us to 100k. Sorry, guys, I'm confused right now. And then he says, this is a 11-year bull market. Okay, fine. Sorry, somebody make some sense to me, because what happens when BTC keeps on going for another 120 years to the last coin? Is that now a 120-year bull market? Because fundamentally, BTC works on supply versus demand. The demand is very high, not enough supply. Isn't this just gradually going up anyway? Duh. So I just looked at it and I was like, this is so insane. And people are buying this horse shit. Honestly. I mean, you've just kind of flipped the Elliott wave on its head, on its belly, and then threw it back away, or whatever you did. You like vomited on it, mate. So you messed up that whole Elliott wave. Elliott wave has multiple waves inside a wave. It has a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, an ABC. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ABC. There's a bigger trend and a smaller trend. Don't mess this up. right? So guys, please, I've lost complete respect for these people. Some of these guys, they got away with it, like, just made it to they fake it, whatever, fake it to you, make it, whatever you want to call it, right? That's what they just did. Do you know what I mean? And it's just so stupid when I see this stuff, right? How people are just randomly trying to connect stuff. But then again, do you know what? This is what I'm going to say to you. There's no right, there's no wrong. Good luck to him. If that's what he believes, good luck to him. I don't see an issue with it. And same thing for you, Mark. If you find yourself working out on some sort of a pattern, a chart or whatever, it's okay. There's no right, there's no wrong. But what you need to do is stick to it. That's the rule. I always say, pick your coins, stick to your coin. Pick your numbers, stick to your numbers. Pick your dates, stick to your dates. Don't fall back, right? That's the whole idea. Mark says, sorry, I have a 1-year-old here losing crypto patience. Lol. Thanks for what you're doing. Do you think it would be wisely to pull out 50% of other I have, and what coin would you rather put it in? Mark, I wouldn't put it into anything right now, bro. Don't follow the pumps and dumps. When we get into this kind of a situation in the market, it is absolutely recommended, and nobody's going to tell you this, only me. I'm the enemy, and I'd rather be the enemy here. It's absolutely very important that you understand. Now we're coming to a point where we're going to see a lot of pumps and dumps, and you will never know when your one's going to pump or dump, right, until the end. And as I said yesterday or the day before, I believe I said this, that when it's gone down by 10, 15, 20k, that's when you find out the market's in a bear market, because nobody can confirm to you if you're in a bear market. And I'm going to show you something. I'm trying to go back. I want to show you something. This is going to blow your mind, and it's a complete honest truth. I'm about to give you the complete honest truth, which nobody's going to show you, and that would make total sense to you. So let's go into this chart. Let's go into where we are right now, right? And let's go into, let's turn this off. Let's go to daily. Okay, I just want to give you one simple fact, Mark, and I hope this will make total sense to you. First of all, remember, I always say we do not have a crystal ball. No crystal ball at all. Nobody can tell you what the next candle is going to be. Absolutely nobody on this planet can tell you what the next candle is going to be. That's a problem. So we don't know whether it's going up or down unless we look at other metrics that give us some indication. So far we can see we're still not bullish on this daily. We still haven't flipped our blue line above the red. So we can use that and say, guys, we're still kind of bearish. But that doesn't mean this candle has to drop. This candle could just stay where it is. That's the fact. The candle could stay exactly where it is. Nobody could buy and sell and trade and do anything, and it could stay absolutely at this price all day long for another 24 hours. It doesn't change anything, right? We could see this. Now, when this indicator flips over, we might get an indication that, okay, bulls are more interested. Now the market may move up. So what we're seeing is this showing us this direction moving up. This may also start moving up, which is normally known as a bullish divergence. Very cool. Now, this is the fundamental fact that I wanted to know. It's on a daily. When will everybody say, guys, I think we're bearish or we're in a bear market right now? Well, I'll tell you when they're going to tell you, when we come here, right? When we end up coming back here, they're going to tell you. So when the market keeps on dropping up to this level, goes beyond this level, they're going to say, guys, we're bearish now, we're in a bear market. I'll probably do the same, but that's because that's the only area of fact that says now we are bearish, because we've just reversed our trend. Now what's happened is we've had this low here, we had a high here, and we've just come back to it, and now we're trending downwards. It's the only time they will tell you. So you've now gone from, let's say, today's price down here, so you've lost 32% before you find out you're in a bear market. Is that a wise thing to do? So this is why what I try to advise people and teach people in my private work and in on the videos as well, I always say to people, guys, if you've bought a coin, right, and let's clear this again. If you bought a coin, any shit coin, around these levels here, on any chart, what you need to start doing is, as we're trending up, is get to a position, and you should know your exit, take your initial out. So say for example you put $100 here, and your $100 came up to here, and it's now $200, right? I couldn't even draw that, bloody hell. So 100, 200, right? It's worth 200. You sell your 50%, and that's what I advise to people, because it's the safest route to take, rather than giving your profits and all your money to some whale somewhere. So you take your initial out. Now you have only profit money to play with. So you still have 100 to play with. Now if it goes to 1,000,000, good luck to you. It's free money. Do you know what I mean? I should have just did this right. 1M. There you go. It becomes 1,000,000. So please do understand that on the way up is when you start selling and taking some profits. Because the market could end any time. Mark says, so basically what I do is study what you say. I think you have a very neutral approach to things and logical way. Try to not be too bullish or too bearish. So take the average of all I've heard and seen. Yeah, pretty much. So I'm one of those. As I said to you, I don't invest into anything. I don't hype into anything or ape into anything. I'm very calm. I take 2 steps back, and I'm a biggest skeptic when it comes to investing into anything. I have to, maths has to make sense to me. If it doesn't, then I won't invest in it. Even if it looks like a scam, but if the maths is correct, I'll jump into it. So there are plenty of projects I have jumped in because the maths just made sense to me. Everything just said, do you know what? The probabilities are higher for this coin to do something. And it could be anything, by the way. It could be the technology. It could be the sentiment in the market. It could be just people hyping it. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, I'm seeing this momentum coming. Like, for example, there's a coin I've mentioned quite some time now. A few times I've mentioned it. Well, let me just find it. And you'll see how this reacts. 1 second. Let me show you. This one. Right. So currently, you see where it is right now. Right, this is where it is right now. And I've been mentioning this since around here, because this one, I don't so much care about the fundamental. I don't so much care about the project. I don't so much care about what's going on. What I care about, who invested. So when we have 2 of the biggest YouTubers investing into this project, which is to do with YouTube, and YouTube has allowed it, that changes the game for me and says, well, this, I don't give a damn what it does, it's going to make me money. So I'm honest with myself, and I say, well, I want to make money. I want to flip, right? So if I can buy somewhere down on a red, at the bottom of a market or anywhere where it's low, if I can pick it up and I could climb up and double my money, I can take my initial, leave the remainder. That's what I do. I'm one of those. I don't take profits. So I've never taken profits. And I'm not joking. I've never taken profits. You can look at all my balance sheets. I've never taken profits. If I've invested $100 or $1,000, I've only taken 100 out and 1,000 out. I've only broken even officially. I hope that kind of makes sense. I can't really expose what I'm trying to say here, but officially I've only broken even. Up to this day, I've only broken even. So yeah, I'm one of those guys. I've never taken profits. My profits, if there are any, or there are, but they are all in the crypto sphere. I've never taken those out, because the only thing I need to protect and the only thing I need to make sure that I have back is my initial, so I'm not at a loss. Anything else is just bonus on top. So hope that kind of makes sense. But obviously, join Discord, we can have another conversation. That's what I say to guys. Look, I'm on Discord as well, on the public channels. I'll happily talk about other things that I can't talk or say on YouTube. That's all I can say, because I'm a very honest person. If you ask me something, I'll just throw it out there, take it as it is. What you see is what you get. Do you know what I mean? I'm not here to entertain you. You're playing with your money, for God's sake. You want me to entertain you? I can do that. I can do that. I can make a bit of fun, have a bit of laugh, have a bit of banter, whatever bollocks, right? But the point is, that's your money. This is your investment. This is your family's, future. You want to gamble that on some comedy, on some entertainment? Is that what you want? No. So I'm as serious as it gets. What you see is what you get. So next thing he says, mimic what you've done with your predictions as leading, so I get an understanding of what the tools do. Of course, yeah, you can do that if you want. But remember, I'm not one of those who uses crazy indicators. So just a very basic lesson. I'll give you one right now. So we're going to reset the whole chart. We're going to reset this chart. What do you need on a chart for you to get yourself the best data? So we're going to just randomly find a chart. Let's find any random chart. It doesn't matter what it is. Let's find some rubbish chart. Let's try and get, I'm trying to get a US dollar chart. Wonders paper. Actually, do you know what? That might not be a bad thing. Actually, let me get Gemini. Right, here we go. Even that, I've did some drawings. My God. Is there a chart that I haven't done any drawings on? I'll delete that for now. All right, so let's do this. Let's do this, guys. Let's do this. So this one's for you, my brother. This one's for you. Okay, so you understand how all of this works. Very simple one, and we're going to end it after this. So just BTC. Let's keep it on BTC. So there's two things you need to understand. People don't like log. This is log. I deactivated it. Now, without the log chart, this is all you're going to see for the entire history of whatever you're seeing. You're going to be browsing around looking for confluence or looking for information. You're not going to see any of that. That's what's going to give you. Now, my advice is, number one, activate your log chart. That gives you the trend of the market. This doesn't give you anything. It's just flatline. This is not telling me what the trend is. Okay, this tells me what the trend is, how the supply versus the demand is showing. So this is showing me the supply versus demand. Very simple. Next thing I want you to do is put it on auto, so it makes it larger for you, so you got the whole thing here for you. Great, that's all you need. This one's not much. This one's from 2015, but it doesn't matter. That's all you need. The next thing you need is a simple trend line, nothing else. So for example, if we are going to use this particular area here, we can use this and we can just put a simple trend line. That's it, just a simple trend line. It doesn't matter where you put it from. I've put it from here. I could have done it from here. It doesn't make a difference. Pick your area. Remember what I say, pick your date, stick to your date. So that's what pick your date, stick your date will relate to as well. So that's what we got. Now we know we've got a trend line, a greater trend line. Simple. Next thing you need to do is find yourself the top. Currently here we can't, because we've already obviously did our previous top, right, which was here. So that's what, sorry, not this one. So we would have looked at our previous top, which is another trend line. So you just put a horizontal ray here. That tells you where the bottom should be based on this. Now we can use this data and start working on our Fibonacci's. So we look for the lowest point in the current time frame, which is here, and we do it from the previous high. That gave us our first target. Look at this. I'll show you. You're gonna love this. Gave us our first target. Now what we do is we take this and we just adjust it to our next target, and it's going to give us our second target where we need to be. Now we just take this again and we adjust it to our third target, right? And it will give you your next target. Now we take this again and we'll adjust it, and all we're doing is just using the bottom of the channel to see this. Boom. So we've got ourselves a few targets above where we are currently, just by using a simple Fibonacci tool, a few trend lines, or one trend line actually, and a few horizontal ray. That's all we had to do. In order for us to make sure that all of this information is 100% accurate for us, what we can do is use one indicator that I've constantly talked about, which is the Bitcoin log chart. Just use the log growth curve, and that will tell you exactly where you are in the cycle. And you can see how I've always mentioned my exit is this red line, and you can see how this red line coincides with this area here. And you can use the same thing to constantly step and move up. But unfortunately, the Fibonacci method that I used, it doesn't go on forever, because you got to look for the local bottom. So what happens is, when we were calculating based on this 2020, because we're still in this region. In the future, we're going to have to use a complete different location for this. Okay, so understand this. But these will give you your targets to where you need to be. Right? It's very simple, and they never mess around. So that's a good thing. And then obviously, if you're doing day trading or whatever, there's another indicator you need, and I recommend using this particular one. So you can use the stochastic RSI and the RSI, right? You can use them separately, or you can use them together. I use them together, but I'm going to show you separately anyway. These are the only indicators you ever need. Okay, only indicators you ever need to do anything, right? And for you to find the perfect timing to buy and sell, I'm going to get rid of this. We don't need the log chart anyway. And the other one you need is this. You need, where is it? Yeah, this one here. So you need this particular moving average exponential. So get this one, configure this to whatever you like. Let's leave it default. I'm just doing it for you, basically, nothing, and not for myself. And I hope this kind of helps you in your journey. We're going to do 21, right? That's all we're going to do. 21 week. We're going to do 21 weeks. So we're going to be in the weekly. You're going to EMI. You want your stochastic RSI, and you want your RSI. That's all you need. Okay. And by just using this method, you should be able to time the market to where it needs to be. Now, there's one more setting I want to do. This is where some drawing tools come. This is going to be slightly more advanced. So all we're doing here, we're taking this area here, and we're just coloring this box, right? Because what we can see is it always comes back down to this level, and then it goes up. So we're going to color that, and we're going to lock this in place. That's what we did. The next one we want to do is do the same thing for the RSI, but for the RSI we're looking for this 40 to 45 level. So for me, I like the 45 a little bit more. 45. I know some other guys like a different area, but I like this 45. So if I put a box around here, and if I lock this box, that gives me my perfect entry zone. So whenever I enter this area, I need to buy. Whenever I enter this area, so both of them needs to confirm, right? Whenever this touches and this enters, buy. You're always going to make money, right? Then what I need to do is just look at my 21 EMA and make sure I'm above the 21 EMA for me to sell, and below the 21 EMA to buy. Try it. You're gonna love it. Okay, I hope you find this helpful. I hope this helps you on your journey, and helps your family and everything as well. Best. So this is one of those things I was going to show on one of my lessons, but it doesn't matter. I hope you guys find value from it. I hope this helps you immensely, because these are a lot of the things a lot of people won't tell you. When to buy, when to sell. How do we know? How do we know we're still positive? How do we know we're in a perfect buy zone? What are the indicators? Well, this is the only indicator. Weekly, EMA, RSI, stochastic RSI, your the Fibonacci, and a few trend lines, one trend line, and a few come on, name's gone now. The bloody hell, horizontal ray. Okay, so I hope this helps. So Mark says, do you take your investment out only at double up? No, if I make 10-15%, I'm out. Some coins I'll make 10-15% and get out. I'd rather do a quick flip than stick around forever. I don't risk my funds. No. If I see an opportunity that I can make a quick flip, I'll make it and I'll get out. This is part of your discipline. Your discipline should be, I know my entry and I know my exit. So for example, the next time I will ever buy BTC, and by the way, this chart can work on anything. I'm not joking. This chart would work on literally anything, obviously with some longer data. So let's look for Ethereum. Same thing on Ethereum, right? Obviously some fibs have come up, but let me take the drawings off. Look, same thing will work on Ethereum. So when is the best time to buy? When we fall below the line. Simple. So for me, when I see this, I will know if I have a great opportunity to jump in, jump out, and of course I'm going to use my fibs as well and my trends to see the patterns, because the patterns are also very important as well. So when I'm looking at this area, for example, right, and I see this pattern here, well, I see this comeback, it's found support here, it's ready to break out. As long as it doesn't fall below this level here, it's a super trade. So if I can make 10-15%, I don't see a problem. And I do mention on most of my videos from earlier days as well, most of the group know this, I'm a 1% guy. I don't target 10%, 20%, 30%. For me, if I could make 1% a day, that's 365% compared to you trying to make 100% on one coin. Does that make sense to you? If I could make 1% per day, that's 365% guaranteed per year. And if I do the same technique multiplied on 10 coins, you do the maths. So it doesn't matter what direction the market is, whether it's a bull market, whether it's a bear market, 10 coins multiplied by 365, right? That gives me 3,000% per year without any issues. Because I'm not targeting the big gains. I don't care if they go to the moon. Don't care. Doesn't make any difference to me. You know, of course, when I make my targets are usually 5-10%, but I need to clear 1%. You know, so usually, say I'm on an exchange and I do a trade, I'm targeting 5. I want to clear 2 so I can pay for my fees as well, and keep a minimum of 1%. It works for me. So, but everyone has their own ways of doing things. I just have zero emotion. I don't know. I have zero emotion when I trade. Nothing at all. So for me, it just works. You know what I mean? It just works. I just don't have any emotion. Let's come back to the subject. Look who's pumping. Oh my days. Look who's decided to go and test. What happened? Hold on. Oh, sorry, I was looking at percentage. Sorry, my bad. I thought it was pumping again, but no, it didn't. But anyway, it created a higher low, so which is not a problem. But again, guys, remember, the trick is, like, this one's not enough data. But look, if you look at some great projects, you will notice exactly where we are just by looking at this. You can use the same method. Sometimes you just have to use a little bit of logic. Right, so for example, when we come here, we see there's not enough. We use a little bit of logic and say, okay, this is saying something else. It hasn't. This was the perfect zone to buy. We didn't buy. What do we see here? And we use a little bit of logic and we say, okay, RSI, again, it didn't come to that. It pretty much did. But where it is now, what's the chances of this doing something good for us? Well, we know the chances is that it could potentially come to one of two areas, and that could be what the swing is for us. This could be the target for us, and this could easily change sentiment as well. So there are areas you got to just look at and play the game. Here's a really good one. Look, this was one of the best ones, recent example. I would say this is one of the best recent examples. Let me also get rid of this, guys. I saw the pattern play out. I saw us here, and I'm not joking, I bought some more around this area because I saw this come down. So I said, look, I'm seeing a pattern. We're in the bottom of a channel. This is where I want to enter. After that, it bumped up and down. It, you know, jumping up and down. I don't really care, because I know inevitably this, look, this pattern, it didn't go lower than this, means the trend is up, and the trend is your friend. So ultimately I'm going to climb it up, and this is what I'm going to do. And so far, what we've done on this particular coin, I'll just take it from this area, or even from the top of this, just to be generous. Look, just to be generous, if I take it from there, we did a 42%. Do you know what I mean? So I could have easily exited with my 40%, but I do know realistically, once we break this area, the target should be 20. So for me, I want to double. That means I want to take 100% of my funds around. So if I do from here to here, you can see, right? It gives me or 80 saying, but actually it was 100. I remember it was pretty much 100. So it would have been, yeah. So where I bought it around here would have given me 100 at $20. So that's my 100% out. Leave the profit. Now it can go to the moon. I don't really care. So there are techniques out there, but remember, Mark, the more simple, the more accurate. When you end up doing a chart which doesn't have simplicity, it's going to get complicated. And I can show you most of my charts if you look carefully. Look, let me activate all the drawings. Yeah, that's pretty much it, actually. So you can see most of my charts are pretty simple. Very simple charts. I don't really have complicated. Of course, here's a forecast, for example, but just the forecast sitting there, simple, right? Look, simple charts, nothing too much. You see, simple charts. Simple is the best way. You know your base, you know your top. This is your resistance, this is your support. You cannot go below this. You need to go above this. Full stop. Right? Very simple way of doing things. Nothing too complicated. We know exactly what our ranges are, how far we need to go, all of those. And then obviously this is the one that I just did a little while ago. We'll come back to that in a bit. And you can have multiple charts if you want for different things. So this is where my upper band projections are. Okay, so these are different stuff. And I do sometimes show them. Not always, but sometimes I do show them, where we are, what we do. And sometimes I just use the charts to do certain things. So for example, when I was doing my Elliott wave theory, this is my Elliott theory pattern, and you can see we're in wave 3, haven't even touched wave 5 yet, and this is based on the current situation. So I'm not talking about an 11-year-old chart doing a 11-year whatever. Come on, guys. Is it possible to do one on setting stop losses one day? Thank you so much. Of course, but stop losses are not relevant for spot trading, my brother. So what's the point? I can do one for spot trading for I mean stop loss, but stop loss is for leverage trading, not spot trading. So if you're doing spot trading, it doesn't matter to you. If you're leverage trading, then you're playing a very high risk game, and there's no such thing as a right or wrong way. If the market decides to flip on you, it's going to flip on you, and you should always have a stop loss. So for example, right, I'll just drop it. So I'll drop some and I'll do another one later for you anyway. So I want to enter. So I have this target and I say, look, I think, right, and I'm looking at this area. Let's just do this lab. This is going to be a hypothesis, right, of how things work. Let's try and show you this. So let's try and find a cleaner area. Okay, here's a good one. So I've seen a pattern forming, and I've seen this high, and I said, you know what, and this market is trending down, and I've said, if it comes back to here, I want to open a trade. So I'm observing, I'm seeing this, and I can see the market trending back up. So I'm a lot more confident to open my trade. Now, there's one of two things I can do. I can open my trade here to climb it up to here and have my stop loss slightly below, right? So let's try and bring this over. Yeah. So I can open my trade approximately at this level here. When I saw this pattern forming, I say, okay, guys, this is it. This is the one that's going to give me confirmation. I'm going to start moving up. So I start trading up. I'm doing great. My stop loss should be approximately here, below where I entered. That would be my stop loss if I'm trading this market. Obviously, this market goes up. I'm still in the trade. It comes and it stops me out. I'm out. I can't trade this anymore. However, a few days later, it comes back, the damn thing. Now I'm FOMOing, it comes back and it does this. And I'm gutted because I've just lost my trade. I'm cursing the life out of it. I'm like, why? Why did you do it? Why did you stop me out? Right? So I'm thinking that. Now, that's one way of doing a trade. The other way of doing a trade is to be sure of what's going on. And what that means is I want to open a trade. I'm seeing the market here. I'm seeing this is the neckline that I want to confirm. My trade would open here, anywhere between this line. My opening trade would be here. My stop loss, right, would be below this area here. So I'll put my stop loss here and my trade would be here. So now that my trade is around this area here, right, my trade comes in. So I've targeted it from here. This is how you should do it, like plan for your trade. So I've targeted that. That's going to be my opening line. It didn't happen. It flipped. Done it again. Flipped. Done it again. Flipped. Finally it broke out. Boom. Now I have a winning trade. Now what do? I literally move my stop loss up. So all I'm doing, my stop loss is now my take profit. What's happened now is from here to here, I'm guaranteed to come out with minimum 10% profit while the market continues. Of course, the market starts moving further, goes up, 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 up to all this level here. Now I've got a potential to take 36%. I need to know when it's enough for me. Then obviously the market decides to flip back, and guess where it comes back to? Exactly where we originally opened the trade. Nothing goes up one way. But I'll show you if you want. As I said, these are trading strategies. I'm sure these are heavily valuable strategies for a lot of people, because it does help people who are who don't know how the market works, who just FOMO, how to stay calm and observe and open a trade where it needs to. But ultimately, as I said, what goes up will come down. Your trend is your friend, and anything on a trend line will come back to the trend line. So you see this trend line, it would always come back to the trend line. That's how you know that if I do have a entry, I need to have my exit predetermined, you know. And this is one of the reasons why I lose a lot of money, because I don't use stop loss. So yeah, I'm pretty insane. I don't use a stop loss, and I'm not going to recommend anybody to do that, guys. It is the most dangerous type of trading without a stop loss, and I know because I just got wiped out, liquidated, 100% liquidated on my trade that I had. And I'll tell you what my trade was. So it's a gamble. Remember, trading is a gamble. So I'll show you my trade anyway. Well, I'm not going to show you my trade. So I knew that this, and I've mentioned on the videos as well, 66k was a good area for me. So exactly what I've showed you on the other chart, right? So I knew that when the market breaks out of this, it's going to struggle around this area. Eventually it's going to break out and hopefully shoot. So my target area was actually 70k. So my take profit was 70. That's all it was, nothing too much, 70. And my entry point was actually 66. I'm not joking, my entry was 66. My trade did activate, and it did continue, and it even done this much. Okay, it even done a 2%, and that 2% was huge. For me, the amount of quantity I played with was huge, and I was targeting not too much, just enough here was where my take profit, so you can see it was 6%, 5.8%. So I was going to take profit here and then exit, because I know this market doesn't stick around. It will always come back, right? So I knew that whatever goes up is going to go somewhere here, and it's going to come back down to this level here. Sadly for me, BTC didn't want to stick around, and it went down. It went down from where my opening position was here, kept on going down, kept on going down, kept on going down until it came down here. And just to let you know, my liquidation price was here. So I got 100% wiped out, and it was basically liquidity hunting. It done its hunt, it found me, took that out of me. You know, a lot of people said, why didn't you just add to the position? Yeah, I could have added to the position, but the money I invested was the money I could afford to lose, so I'm okay with that. You know, now I'm back in this zone. This is a very indecisive zone, because now we need to struggle, break up or break down from here. I'm not going to trade this area, no way. Now I'm going to wait for a confirmation again to move back up and then trade it again. So this was a chance I took, and I lost. And I lost quite a significant amount, and I'm honest about it. The last time I did it was in March, sorry, not March, May. The May, I remember this one here. Was it this one? No, this one wiped me out. This one wiped me out. So it happens. But yeah, stop loss, remember, you cannot use stop loss on what do you call this? Normal spot trading. You can do something like a stop loss on Coinbase, but it's different. Actually, no, I don't want to use the other person's account. Actually, let me try and see if I can show you. Give me a second. Let me keep their name private, because I don't want their name to come up. There you go. Actually, the name just did come up. Damn. No, I can't use that, guys, because it's somebody else's. I don't want to show it to anybody. That's pretty private. I'm sure they won't like it. But I was going to show you something on Coinbase, how it works. Actually, let me see if I've got a Coinbase account open here. Do I have anything? Let me see. Hold on. Pro. Because this one you can do a stop loss. Let me see. Yes, I can look into this. Let me show you. So there is a way of doing a stop loss on this, but it's pretty stupid. It just means you have a limit order set up at a high price. So where is it? I'll explain here. I'll show it to you on another video anyway. So you see how these stops work? So whatever the price is, so for example, the target is to sell at 1,000, but the stop is at 7, means sell at 1,000, but if it starts dipping down to a specific price, then take me out. So this is weird, but it's doable. Only on Coinbase Pro is the only one I found that you can do on a spot order, do a stop limit. So you can target higher amounts, and if it starts going there, then just keep on moving your limit price and just adjust your stop price. And then that means that the lowest amount I'm willing to accept when the market crashes is going to be this figure here. I hope this helps. So this is again another account that I can show you, but that's about it. So I hope all of this makes sense, guys. There's a lot of stuff we are going to be doing in the crypto school very soon, which yeah, it's not free. You have to subscribe. You have to follow me on Twitter. I'm joking. You have to join Discord, but it is free, guys. It's absolutely 100% free. We're going to be doing 10 lessons, and I'm going to teach you how to stay calm, disciplined, and trade like a boss, basically. It doesn't matter what the season is, whether it's a bull season or a bear season. You should be able to initiate trades, spot orders, find patterns based on how these charts work. You know, I mentioned this to somebody else yesterday as well. They were talking to me. They were like, you know, how long? I think they were asking me something about how long it took me to learn and this and that. I said self-taught. But one thing I did have was stock market trading experience, and I had to give up everything I learned. I'm not joking. I had to forget everything I learned in the traditional markets, and you know, learn a whole brand new strategy. Self-taught myself a whole brand new strategy, self-taught myself how this market works, you know, and use a complete different method. So everything that I used to analyze, I forgot. Now when I'm talking about everything, I'm talking about everything. Forgot. Don't need to. Don't have to. Because this market doesn't care what you know. It will do its own thing. Yeah, other than that, guys, not going to make this any longer. I hope this was valuable information at the end. Whoever stayed to the end, like, share, subscribe, guys. I hope this video was helpful to you, and the information that you got, trust me, you won't get this anywhere. You know, and I'm happy to give it to you guys. As I say, I like constructive conversations. If the conversation is constructive, means if the person is asking for something very valuable that will help them, then I'm here to give that to you. If I don't know something, I'll just put my hands up and say, guys, I don't know. You know, if I have an opinion or a view, or I think about something in a particular way, I'll tell you, guys, I just don't see what others see. You know, because remember one thing, I do not like to FOMO. I do not like to hype anything I will not trust myself, or you know, invest in myself. If I'm not putting my money down, why would I promote it to you? So you know my views on a lot of stuff, right? Most of the guys who follow me on this channel know my views on what's it called, on like NFTs and all sorts of other projects. Know my views very well. I mean, we had this project come up yesterday, something pad, I forgot, Veles pad or whatever. Again, looked like a creator's wallet. He's obviously attempted many pads, and you know, it just looks like a scam. Definitely going to be a rug pull, or maybe a real thing, but ultimately, as I say, everything is a scam until it's not, right? But am I going to plug my money into something where he holds 97% of the supply? No, Never. I've got to be really stupid to do that. Do you know what I mean? It's not going to happen. You know, a project like, for example, a project like Cardano, why do I still love it? Why do I still love it? You know what I mean? This is a question nobody asks. Why do you still love this project? This 45 million coins was fully distributed, right? And about 70 or 75% of this entire supply is locked. And the circulating supply is the remaining. That speaks volumes. Do you know what I mean? So that's a lot of trust in this particular one. So yeah, just kind of, I mean, each one has its own little perk and, you know, pros and cons, right? But ultimately, I trust projects that the founders don't keep too much. You know, there are projects out there where the founders have kept 10, 15, 20%. It's okay. You know, people got to get paid, right? People work hard, or even sometimes they don't even work hard. I mean, to create a token on ERC doesn't cost you much, but there's massive teams behind it who are developing the project. That's important. Of course, we've got to pay for that, guys. You can't expect genius projects or brilliant projects to, you know, give you everything without actually spending money. It doesn't work like that. You know, people spend time and people need to be rewarded. You know, so that's how I see it. But yeah, Shib doing okay. Let's have a look at Doge. Is Doge still alive? Because there's a massive fight going on. Massive fight. Doge. Yeah, still attempting. Nothing great. Still attempting to stay above this line. Let's see. Interesting. Finally, Vite broke out. So I do have some Vite, and Vite broke out, so I'm quite happy with that. Zil's doing this thing, still trying to break above this line. Not an issue. Rune doing super good. Rune's broken its first neckline, testing its second neckline. And just look at this. All right, it's broken its first area, testing its second area. This is the target. First target, and then the final target, and final target is only the previous high. That's it, just the previous high, nothing more. And then after that, obviously, we have our bull cycle top target, which is this area here, and we're looking at about $35, possibly even more. But for Rune, from $3 where we picked it up when we had the hack, all the way to $30, guys, that's a 10x in my books. But yeah, I'll show you. As I said, look, I'll show you how stop loss works. I'll find an account. I'm sure I've got plenty of accounts here with sub accounts and, you know, all sorts of other crazy stuff. I'll show you. But as I said, Mark, please stay safe. If you are going to use stop loss and you are going to do trading, it's a gambling habit. Unless you are fully disciplined, unless you can you know, practice on spot trading, on how you target to take 5-10%, like, you know, your entry and you know your exit. That's a good way of practicing. Practice on the spot market, that okay, I'm going to buy today, for example. Let's give you a good example. Let's try and find you something that we can actually give an example, which maybe you can use. Actually, these are going to be too... let's give you something that's already in the market, which is going to be a lot better for you. Let's do this, right? Okay, let's do this. Let's do 1 inch. Let's do 1 inch, right? So 1 inch has broken out. 1 inch has broken out. It went and hit the target. As you can see, the Fibonacci target. Exactly on the dot. You don't make this shit up. Excuse my language, but that's true. Look, exactly $4.55 on the dot. On the dot. I mean, let me try and see if I can zoom in even more for you guys. It was like on the dot, touch the dot. You don't make this stuff up. Look at that. Beautiful. So that's what 1 inch did. Now, you've come back and you saw 1 inch go up there and come down, ultimately still trending up, and you say, right, okay, this looks awesome, right? You know, so you're a disciplined trader, and you see this and you're like, wow, this is looking great. I can see this trend. I can see how this is going to be super awesome. I might want to pick it up now that it's coming back to this level here. So this is now our trend line, right? Where did I put it? Here, let's get this. So this is now our trend line, right? And we can, just to get full information, we can actually even activate the line chart and see the trend line. So this is our trend line. So we know that this is coming back down here. That's all we know. Whether it comes here or not is a different story. It probably won't, I'll be honest with you, because again, we have this zone here. If you look at this, the two peaks here, this is telling us that it might bounce off here. So we know it might bounce off here. That's fine. We decide to buy on this zone. So this is our entry point, right? This is our entry point. This is our entry price. So we say, okay, if it comes to this price, we'll buy. If it doesn't, it doesn't matter. We let it go. We let it go. There's plenty of fish in the ocean. If this fish doesn't come, it's okay. But then we also need an exit point. So we know that we've had this wave here, and we know we're going to have a bounce here. Well, we should already know where our next resistance is, which is exactly where the previous one was. Now, the probability of us breaking up is higher because the trend is also up, so we can use that. But this should be our target line to take some initial or whatever, or to start moving our targets up. So if we see this coming here and rejecting, exit. That's it, simple, exit. We keep the difference, and that would be from here, for example, to here, whatever the difference is, we just made 20%. So that's where you keep, basically, you got to have this. So you got to know your entry and you got to know your exit. That's how you train yourself on a spot market before you go to a leverage market. And that's how you're going to protect your family's wealth and everything as well, guys. You're going to make a lot more, trust me. Mark Pitti says, where are you from? My family heritage from Bangladesh. I was raised in England, so I'm from UK, if that makes any sense. So yeah, that's what it is. But I'm not one of those typical, how would I say this? I know, I'm just a weirdo. I'm a weirdo. I'm like the one that goes against the grain, that does everything completely opposite to everybody else. I don't follow the culture. I'm not religious. I think out of the box. Believe in aliens. I think Area 51 is a joke, and Area 52 is the real Area 51 that everyone doesn't know about. Do you know what I mean? And I question everything. I say, if there's Area 51, then what about Area 1 to 51? And what about after Area 51? You know what I mean? So I hope this kind of makes sense. I'm kind of a weirdo in that sense. I like to question everything. As I said, I'm a big skeptic, and I always ask questions, and it's got me a long way. It's got me very far. Asking the questions and using the questions, I do sometimes get my probabilities. Just an example, as I just gave to you, if everyone's talking about Area 51, what about Area 1 to 51? No one talks about those. And I think that's how we know there's a probability that we might have those, and we might have more. So now we understand that just by asking a simple question, our probabilities have opened up. So when we're looking at patterns, cryptos, buy, sells, it's all probabilities. We know that it's come down, the probability is going to pump back up again. When it pumps back up again, it's going to come and get rejected on its previous high, just like every other time. It's going to find some resistance here. It might get rejection, it might not. That's the only part we don't know, but we do know that the probability is higher, that it will go up or it will go down on patterns. Yeah, guys, I'm not going to make this any longer. I'll catch you guys on another one. You take care of your baby as well, Mark. I hope this kind of helps. As I said, look, guys, to get to know me more or even talk to me, I mean, there are loads of viewers who've directly spoken to me. I'm the only guy who allows, well, I do say, if it's not relevant, of course, and the first time you call me or something, it's all great. I'm happy to talk to you guys over the phone and this and that. But one thing I do not do is I will not DM anybody on a private. I do not expect anybody to DM me privately unless you've had a conversation on the public chat with everybody, right? Then we move over to that level. Bubble, bubble, bubble. I see Bubble sitting here. Bubble, did I do e-gold today? I'm not sure if I did it, bro. I know you're the big bubble of the e-gold. So let me drop you some e-gold here, bro, just for you, man, just for you. Give me a sec, let me find it. E-gold. I did do so. I did show it, actually. I didn't talk about it. I showed it. Well, Bubble, you know exactly what's going on. You know what my target is for e-gold. This is my target for e-gold. Fibonacci target is 367. My target is 412. And look how beautiful we've entered this particular zone that we needed to. So 4 hours ago, we had our first candle, entered the zone, but it doesn't mean anything. Remember, Bubble, we could easily go around bouncing inside this channel until we decide to break up or break down. But looking at the momentum and the structure, the highly probability is that we might break up. Okay, so just patience, bro. Hodl, hodl, hodl. I know you've been holding for a long time. Patience, my brother. Hodl for some time and see what it does for you. It will make differences for you. All right. Shib, I mean, I have to go into a shorter time frame, and you and I think we both talked about how we're going to be getting rid of our Shib at the 0.6 level. So our target is a bit risky, by the way. It's very, very risky, and guys, do understand, the first targets are usually the safest targets. The second targets are just ridiculous, like what if? Do you know what I mean? There's nothing saying that it's actually going to go there, right? Those are just ridiculous numbers. We just do a random maths and say that's the higher probability. All right. But they are highly, highly risky. So please make sure, if we ever talk about first targets and second targets, your first target is usually where you should be taking your initial out. Don't risk it. Like I talked to Bubble on Discord, we talked about it, right? I said, you know, I'm planning to buy the new M1 Max, and it's in the UK. The 14 inch is about 3.5 grand, something like this. And I said I'm going to sell my Shib when it goes to there, but it could never go there. It's fine, you know what I mean? It's fine. But if it does, that would be really nice, though. Also, I bought a laptop with Shib. I mean, if people said crypto is not fungible, here you go. My crypto was fungible, because I know I hear this a lot of the time. People say crypto has no intrinsic value, or crypto is not fungible. Well, if I could sell my Shib that I bought down, God knows where, down here somewhere, and I could sell a little bit of it and buy myself something that I could use in the real world, well, that's fungible enough for me, and that has enough intrinsic value for me. Other than that, guys, like, share, subscribe. I'll catch you on another one very soon. It's been an absolute pleasure having you all here, and thank you very much, Mark, for asking all those questions and everything. Thank you very much, RA, for asking all the questions. I'm sure the first question was a bit weird when you asked me what's the future for Shib. I didn't mean to sound sarcastic, but it's the truth, right? We do not have a crystal ball. Anything that sounds super wow, super great, super hyped could end up being a complete shit. And anything that looks like a complete shit could end up being a super wow. So expect the unexpected, not the expected. I know it's a kind of a mouthful, but that's the truth. If you're thinking it's going to be somehow super, super wow, it might never be. It might just be a hype, and that's the end of it. And if you see something with good fundamental, good teams, people trying hard to make this a reality, follow that. People have more power than you can imagine, trust me. You know, all of these projects on coin market cap, majority of these decentralized or even shit coins, who do you think pumps it? Do you think the whales do this? No. You know, this is retail. This is people power. People are the money. They're the currency of the whole crypto system. Ah, awesome. So Mark's from Amsterdam. Awesome, my brother. Awesome. Maybe I'll come up there one day, come and check it out. That would be nice, right? But yeah, that's what I'm saying. So there's no such thing as a good coin or a bad coin. Everything is a bad coin or everything is a good coin. But people are the currency of this ecosystem. You know, you might use fiat to get in, or Bitcoin or Ethereum or some tether to whatever to get in. Ultimately, you're the one who's the currency. Does that make sense to you? I know it sounds weird, right? But it's true. We are the currency of this whole ecosystem. if we do not feel that this project is going to give us value, then this project has no value. If we are going to go in and think it's going to be great, but we're in it for the pump, we're in it for the money, and that's the most honest thing someone could say. Be honest and say, I'm in it for the money. So if you're in it for the money, you make the money, you take the money, and the project could collapse. And you're fine. You went in, you made the money, you're honest with yourself. You know? So we do see a lot of, like, you know, when we talk about XRP army, Link army, this army, that army, they become an army because they're still in it. Bubble's gonna go to Amsterdam after he sells the Shiba. Awesome. Bubble, I'll tag along with you, bro. If you got space in the boot. If you got space in your boot, I'll go, because I do like your 4x4. So yeah, if you have some space in the boot, tag along, bro. I'm gonna tag along. We'll drive up there. How about that, Bubble? That would be cool, right? By the way, guys, there are a few guys here who I have met. Well, not few, one person right now. RA, I'm not sure who RA is, so I can't really say whether I've met RA or not. Bubble, I've met him in person. You know, he's been to the restaurant a few times. He's come and met me in person. We've had a nice little conversation talking about aliens and everything. Yeah, we do meet each other every now and then. So that's me and Bubble. We know each other in real life as well now. So it turns out one of his colleague is a long time customer. Well, is still a long time customer in our restaurant. Didn't know that. So it's a small world. It's a small world. I know there's a lot of guys. I mean, there was one person who popped into the channel a few months back, I believe. Turned out to be a high school friend from like 20, God knows how many years away. But yeah, I mean, it's a small world. You know, small world. But yeah. Bubble says we have plenty of space. Of course you do. I saw the boot. It's a big boot. I'm just asking for the boot, bro. I don't need a seat. That'd be awesome, right? That'd be awesome. You know, they do some lovely cakes up there. So I'm sure you know what kind of cakes I'm talking about. You know, so yeah. Quite good chill out. But yes, guys, other than that, listen, it's almost 10 to 4, so I've got to get ready. I've got to go to work now, go and try and earn some real money to put back into some crypto. Trust me, we need to start saving as much money as possible for this bear market, because when the bear market comes, it will be crazy. And that's when I want to basically take as much money off the table and, you know, pump it into all the shitcoins. Also, by the way, guys, of course, this year, you've seen me, well, it's almost been a year, basically. November to November is going to be a year. So I've almost had 1 year on YouTube. I've got 1,748 subscribers. I just saw the stats the other day. I think 50 of you guys have decided to put the notification and bell button and press all. That's what you're seeing, and I've seen this consistent level. The others, I think they subscribed and they left, or they don't even know. So I've noticed that a very small percentage have their bell button switched on for notifications, so they're not really getting the notifications. I'm not sure if they are aware of that. Also, if you like a video in a channel, then that video will show up in your feed as well. So that's another thing, another little trick, if you wanted to know. So that's how it works. So yeah, it's been a great 1 year. 1,748 subscribers. We had 2 more new people yesterday. I think that's an awesome achievement for a small channel like myself, completely unknown, started off from private friends and family. And to be where I am, and I want to thank everybody for making this a success. Also, Discord, you know, opened that about 3-4 weeks ago, and already we have like, I think, 150 people, and we do have a bit of a conservative party there, in my opinion. But I would definitely love to see a lot more, people engaging with each other, because there's only a few people actually do come on and talk and this and that. I don't know why, but I'm sure we'll get some crazy bunch there soon. And the channel's growing. I just want to thank everybody for making it what it is. To my opinion, it's a success. Every day we've been getting 1 or 2 new subscribers. The channel's growing every single day. To see something like that, it's a powerful thing. It makes me happy emotionally. How you guys have been supporting everything. So yeah, very powerful. Just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, honestly. Thank all the members as well, because they do make it awesome as well. I mean, they support the channel without anything in return. Do you know what I mean? That's just another level, because I specifically put it there. I said, guys, membership, you get nothing. You know what I mean? You're just supporting the channel, and then you want to do that. That's another level. That's another thing as well. So yeah. But guys, let's not get all emotional and teary right now. Mark says thank you. Mark says enjoy your day, and I think I have to say the same as well, guys. Thank you very much. Enjoy your day too. Have a great evening. It's going to be evening here, but have a great day, evening, wherever you are, and hope to catch you on another one. If you haven't subscribed, please do consider subscribing. Hit that like button so the video can be shared with many other people, and hopefully give value to them as well, and grow the community. And join the Discord, and that's where you'll find me, right? But as I said, Discord, try and keep it in the public chat, and that's where you'll have other people obviously trying to answer you, and I'll obviously try my best to answer you there as well, and we move on from there. So Mark says, be the ball where the currency. Be the ball, where the currency. We are the currency, but be the ball. Who's the ball? I need to understand. Because we are the currency of this internet, it's true. You know what I mean? Internet currency, Facebook, we are the currency. Google, we are the currency. YouTube, we are the currency. Jeffrey Montaya here, awesome, my brother. Yeah, we're just the currency. You know that. The whole internet, we are the currency. Human, people. We are the currency. We are the input. So, yeah. But anyway, guys, it's been a long one. Like, share, subscribe. I'll catch you on another one very soon, and we'll go deeper next time. And also, I want to see. Next time, I'll activate the Discord thingy, so some of you guys could come to the show. Why not? Come to the show and ask the questions directly. I think that would be quite nice. Obviously, don't ask me anything awkward, because if you do, I'll just say no comments. Other than that, like, share, subscribe. I'll catch you on another one very soon, my friends. Adios.